want to welcome you all to Trends in the Housing Market, episode 227. And I want to thank everyone that's joining in. It is a little bit early. I started a bit early so we could get some people rolling into the comment section here. Guys, I have a little bit of bad news. Randy Patrick doesn't have any power. He hasn't had power since last night. There was a blown transformer on his 5 or 6 blown transformers. And he's in Tampa Bay, and unfortunately, he has no power. He hasn't had power since yesterday. So he said the power might come on by 11 p.m. his time. We might have him jump on the second hour. I have my Skype ready on standby for him, so I don't want anyone to panic. I know I was promising you guys Randy Patrick to come on to cover a little bit of what's happening in the United States when it comes to housing areas in negative territory, housing areas that are, or people are seeking refuge, housing areas, just what's going on, right? So anyways, guys, so I started a bit early here, just a few minutes earlier, see if we get some people rolling in. And I want to apologize in advance. We got people booing in the thing. Yes, I know you want Randy Patrick. I'm really sorry. Unfortunately, he just doesn't have any power. And he called me, he messaged me with his cell phone saying he doesn't have much power on his phone. And he's been out of power. So we'll see what happens with that, guys. So, okay, we're going to keep it open for the second hour, and I'll have my Skype on and see if he comes on. We'll get some callers. Whoever wants to call in today and tell us what your housing woe is in your area, whether you're being evicted, whether you're being rent-evicted, whether you're being in a position where you heard the bad news today. I'll bring up the bad news for you guys right now. So let's go to article scan here real quick. Guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Guys, I'm losing more subscribers than I'm gaining. So, I don't know how long the channel is going to be up or how long they're going to allow the channel to stay up. It's your guess is as good as mine. Unfortunately, I had somebody, so right here I have negative 58 videos put up, in the last month. Even though I haven't taken down any videos, I got negative 58. So what's been happening is they've been stripping my channel down, and I received a flag last night. I was flagged because of a video that I put up under the community, and I think I need to share this with you guys because you just might not see me anymore. It's right here. Oh, look at that picture art by Dano sent me. It's got a Trends in the Housing Market card, and it's got the YouTube police right here. So my man Dano, Art by Dano, made that for me right here. So the channel, like I got a flagged video. As you may know, our community guidelines describe which content we are allowed and don't allow. Your YouTube video that vitamin whatever kills C, the sickness C. What do you think was flagged to us for review? Upon review, we've determined that it may not be suitable for all viewers. So this is, like I was just talking about, remedies, things that could help you out. What do you think? Just kind of throwing that out there. And I'm getting, they're just finding videos and they're just finding ways to shut it down, strip it down, basically. And that's what's been happening, guys. So, guys, if you don't mind subscribing to the channel to show that there's some sort of support out there for the channel, I would really appreciate that. So, if you're just tuning in, guys, Randy Patrick has no power. He hasn't had power since yesterday. He's in Tampa Bay. He's got several transformers blown out, like a block or 2 blocks away from him. So him and quite a few homes in his neighborhood haven't had power since yesterday. So we'll keep him on the line to see if he comes in. Guys, Mike in the Night, AI elections restart off grid. Please, guys, do not forget to set your reminders for this one. This is going to be a really good Mike in the Night this Saturday. If you guys don't mind setting your reminders for this show, I'd really appreciate it. And next week we're gonna have let me see here, let me open link in new tab. I'm gonna have Michael Invests and I'm gonna have Jeb Smith on the show. We're gonna have a two for two trends in the housing market next week. And don't forget to check out this next week. We're going to have, again, Jeb Smith and Michael Invests. Michael Invests has a YouTube housing channel, and I think it's got like 70 or 80 videos, but it's blowing up at the seams. And same thing with Jeb Smith. He's growing 1,000 subscribers a week. So these two channels are going to take off to the sky very soon, and I want to get them on before they get up to the clouds. I'm just saying that. I'm saying that in a positive way, right? Okay, let's move on. Guys, don't forget to shop. We got the Raven mug back in. I get a lot of people asking for the Raven mug, so if this thing decides it wants to load sometime this today, it should be right here at the bottom. No, it isn't. Well, it's up top. I moved it up top. So here it is, the Raven mug. Here it is, guys. You guys asked for it. Here it is. I've got a lot of people message me on it. There's the back. What a beautiful mug. Oh, they keep advertising crap. There it is, guys. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And, okay, man, holy. And then Facebook, guys, you could send me show tips here. Guys, thanks for fanning my Facebook page. I'm well on my way to 116,000 fans on Facebook. And I started my Facebook fan page when I started my YouTube page around the same time when I started my second YouTube page. I started a Facebook page for branding. My Facebook page is at 115,000 fans. And my YouTube channel has 10,000 or with 12,000 subscribers. Woo! Woo! All right, guys. And Art by Dano right here. And here's my Instagram before we kick off today's news and show. Guys, thank you for following me on Instagram if you guys want to send me show tips there. And there's a Randy Patrick channel, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to it. Don't forget to follow it. And he's got a lot of good stuff on his channel, and that's why we wanted to have him on tonight. But he has no power. So those that just jumped on and jumped off, I'm sorry, guys. Randy Patrick has no power. He is out of power. Transformer Blue. And he hasn't had power since yesterday. So, yeah. So, that's two cancellations back-to-back on trends in the housing market. I'm sorry, guys. I'm doing all my due diligence on my end. Trying my best. All right, guys. So, what is going? Biggest article to hit the fan. Before I get to the video I made today. Guys, UK house prices rise the fastest rate since 2016, says Nationwide. Buyers take advantage of to begin the market despite of COVID pandemic. So COVID latest updates. So here it is, guys. The UK is seeing a spike, strong recovery in UK housing market, says Nationwide. I did look into it. In a lot of regions, Nationwide is seeing a 5% uptick. I did cross-reference it off of three different sources to make sure that this is accurate. But yes, right now in the UK, there is a strong recovery in the housing market. The annual rate of growth is the highest for 4 years, according to figures. Remember that England has been in a 4-year reversal. So that's been 4, 8, 12, 16, about 20-month correction. In a 20-month, 4, 8, 12, 16... 4, 8, 12, 16, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, about a 5-quarter correction. Sorry. 8-quarter correction that it's been under right now, and now it looks like it's seeing some sort of an uptick right now. I always get this confused with Perth, because Perth has been in a 5-year correction since the mining went down in Perth, Western Australia, by the way. So prices rise across the regions. So there it is. If you're living in England, prices are going up. There's a 2008 when prices went down 20 points right there. You saw during the GFC. And the rebound reflects a number of factors. Pent-up demand is coming through with decisions taken to move before lockdown now progressing. So people are moving before the next lockdown, before it progresses. So there it is. This is the region we're talking about. So it has this article is the article of articles. It's actually a jewel when it comes to figuring out UK property prices. You go anywhere. You got Westminster, you got Bexley, you got Horsham, you got East Hampshire, Arran, you got Lewes, you got all kinds of breaking down, and then this is broken down to unaffordable area. So let me zoom this in to break this down for you guys, for anyone that's living in the UK. There's actually people in the United Kingdom that actually watch trends in the housing market, but they watch the replay because it's just like 3 o'clock in the morning there right now. So let's take a look right here. So this complete region right here is completely unaffordable. That's a huge, so we're talking about unaffordable as in, even if you have a 6-figure income, you're not getting into anywhere here. Now, this is affordable to high, so low to high. So all the dark blue is high. It's expensive to live here. And then the light blue you see here, this is what's left that's affordable. So people need to like 3-4 hour drive from London to Wealden, to Rother, to Maidstone, Grahamshaven, to all these, Brentwood. They have to move way out of London to get anything in the affordable areas. And then all this up here, Middle England here, is becoming less and less affordable, while millennials flock to the north and raise up housing prices. So we've been covering the London, UK, Ireland, and Scotland and Wales housing market here on the channel now for I don't even know how many years. This is episode 227, and I don't know what they've deleted off the channel, so it is what it is, guys. It just, it is what it is. Heartsweet said, everything in the UK is so expensive, food, transportation, rent, etc. Maybe it's government standard steps to fight obesity, says Matthew Elu. Anthony's saying, I'll be tuned in, Mike. Won't be coming much tonight, though. Doing lots of studying. So Anthony Ruvalakaba studying. Hit those books, buddy. So we got Gary Medeiros in the house. And I want to get his review or reply of feedback on the video I made earlier today. How I'm going to get to it right now, guys. So this is a major affordability issues here in the UK, guys. A huge chunk of the major cities with all the infrastructure is basically unaffordable right here. The light blue is very low, and then up here is all high end, all high. So kind of feel for people living in England right now. Better dwelling, mortgage deferrals on Toronto real estate, 12%, Vancouver, 11 points. Again, mortgage deferrals, people having to get support or some sort of handout or support during this COVID, you know what I'm saying? Canadians are being, let's open this here and get a graph. Better dwellings, always good for a good graph. Let's see what they have to say. Here it is. CMHC mortgage deferral rates by city. So here you have Edmonton in first place, and Edmonton's been hit hard over the last couple of years. They had that Fort McMurray fire. They had all kinds, and then oil crash. First it was oil crashing, then Fort McMurray, then all this other crap that happened. So right now, Edmonton's in first place for referrals, mortgage deferrals. Then you have Calgary in second, then Saskatoon, Regina, St. John's, Kelowna. Wow, Kelowna. 12%. Toronto, 12%. Vancouver, 11%. Then Winnipeg, all the way down to Quebec City. So these are the ones. Breaking down the CHMC deferrals by market, we see the largest ones are mostly overrepresented. Toronto, 12% of mortgage payments deferred in August. Montreal, 10%, and Vancouver, 11%. Toronto is seeing payment deferrals much higher than the national average. Montreal is doing better, likely due to much more affordable prices. Vancouver is just slightly higher than the national number, but not by much. So that's why Quebec is down here and Ottawa's down here, and Halifax. These are where everyone's moving, and Montreal. So people are moving to all these places when they're leaving Ontario. So we got Mitch Madden in the house. Mitch, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. We got Fruity Loops in the house. We got Matthew Eloy from Melbourne, who sent me something in the mail. I really appreciate that. MK in the house. Elizabeth saying, Mike, I hope you can show up at the October 17th protest in Toronto. Oh, I don't even think I'll be in Toronto in October. I don't even think I could go to Toronto with this stupid, secondary wave that's going to come through. Okay. So that's what's happening right now. Let's go back to other stories off of Better Dwelling here. We got Canadian real estate prices make the biggest jump in the G7 during the pandemic. Now, I made a video the other day referring to this. Now, I was discussing this. Now, look at behind my fat head here. Here, let me move myself Let me just move myself real quick here to this side. Now, take a look over here, guys. Pay attention to what I'm trying to say here. Now, look at the look at the housing price index here. Now, look at this. This is Japan, right? Now, pay attention. Japan was going crazy in the early 80s when everything started going digital, like digital watches, digital clocks, everything started going digital. And around 91, 92, everything started taking a huge dump. And look how long it took for prices in real estate to correct. You're looking at 20 years correction here in real estate prices. Right now, you could go outside of Tokyo and pick up something decent for about 200,000 US. Like something decent in Tokyo if you want to live in an apartment. And if you want a house, a farm or something, you could pick up something for about 40 to about 120,000 US dollars for something decent. And right now, I'm looking at this because look at Canada's jump right here. Look at this jump right here. This is when COVID kicked, and then the prices just went nuts. Now, are we going to see a correction that's going to take 20 years with government intervention? That's the question I have for you guys, and that's the question I've been asking. So, is it going to take 20 years to see an intervention? It looks like Italy, according to this, Italy is going back on track to major affordable levels. Italy is going back, believe it or not, to 1987 prices, according to this. Italy's going back, and this green obviously is Japan. Japan's going back to roughly, what is this here? 1981 prices, according to this. So is Canada from here? That's going to take like 50 years from the height it's at right now, if there isn't a quick correction reversal. So I'm talking about this as in, if there isn't a correction reversal right away, this could take 20, 30 years to correct. I'm not making things up. I'm just kind of like calling a spade from the other information we're getting. The only country that looks like that has a stable housing market is right here. It's the United States of America. So the United States of America housing is this blue line. It goes through. It steeps up a bit here. Okay, it goes up in 2007, 2008. Then it comes back down to earth. And then you see a little bit of an uptick right now. But it's nowhere near where Canada is. Like, not even close to where Canada is. So this is going to be a very interesting next quarter. Canadian real estate prices may be the largest leaps on the news of the pandemic-driven economy shutdown. So U.S. Federal Reserve of Dallas shows that the most G7 countries saw prices in real terms during Q2. Canada, however, saw real home prices launch the fastest pace in any advanced economy. So that's it. There's Canada right there, man. I think it's a breeding ground for parking money. It's parked money. There's no way. There's no way. If you don't have a damn job, there's no way. Okay, now let me get to my point here. If you're just tuning in, guys, Randy Patrick does not have power. So I'm going to try and see if I can get him on in the second hour. But he has a blown transformer on his, several blown transformers in where he lives in Tampa. So he has no power, guys. He hasn't had power since yesterday. He called me on his dying cell phone. Out of respect, he called me. He says, Mike, man, I'm really sorry. I was looking very forward to this. So he just messaged me saying, FYI, transformer blown out affecting many houses. We are one of them, according to Tampa Electric. So they should resolve it by midnight. So we'll be done by midnight. I'm almost out of juice on my cell. If we get back, I will connect with you. So that's what's happening with Randy Patrick. He has no power on his end. I'm really sorry about that, guys. I was really looking forward to ask him some really good questions. I got in my notebook here for him, but that's okay. It happens, guys. It's life. It's life. I got a message here from Desmond. Real quick, he wanted me to read this on tonight's show. Desmond is from Sydney, Australia. He says, Mike, I can't find your channel at all. I've looked up Mike Martin's channel, Mike Martin's Housing, Mike Martin's Merit, Mike Martin's Portuguese guy, Mike Martin's. I can't find you. I had to have a friend link me one of your videos via Facebook chat to find your channel and subscribe to it. So he hasn't seen he says he's been unsubscribed, and that's a message I got from Desmond in Australia. So I guess it is what it is, right? Elizabeth here. I'm here, Mike, just tuning in and listening to you. I need to charge my cell phones at 5%. Dimitri is saying, I wonder if Dimitri is from one of the guys watching over in Eastern Europe on another platform we're streaming. Hey, Mike, I'm so black-pilled after this year. Do you have any good news or hope you can provide? You're a smart guy. There has to be a way that smart people can think their way out of this mess. Dimitri, man, I've been thinking of every angle. You have no idea. Like some way I could help, some way I could get the one way out of the mess was if you go back, and now we got to go back in time. And I was telling people, let me go here to the channel. When you go here and search, this is the only answer I had at one point because it was so bad. You type out get out. See, our new home, get out of the city. I've been promoting people to get out of the city. See, housing crisis, Australia, get out of Sydney. Like, one thing I noticed that it was so bad that I kept promoting get out of the city. And there's a lot of videos here. Get out of the city and get out of Vancouver. Get out, get out, get out. I even did a Canadian bail-ins. And because I wasn't sure myself. And yeah, unhappiest city, get out of this. Like, there's so many videos I made warning people to get out. Because I had no way to tell you guys. I had no way to find a way to fix this problem, because once the Liberal government got reelected, I didn't know what to do. I had no way to find a way out of this. And the only thing I could do is get out, right? Heartsweet saying, what about surrounding areas in Vancouver? Well, unfortunately, what's happened in the surrounding areas, it's became severely unaffordable from Vancouver to Hope. So you're going to have to either come to Merritt, where I am, and I came 4 years ago, right? And I had no choice. I wanted to start a family. I wanted to have more children. I just wanted to live a normal life. And for me to do that, I couldn't stay in the city. I refused to pay $2 million for a house that's realistically worth 70 grand, right? So I'm not going to do that, right? I want bang for my buck. I'm not trying to be greedy, or I'm not trying to be over special or something, or sentimental or anything. I'm just telling you guys, like, that's what happened, and it got really bad. And then when you see crap like this, look, article scan. Garage sells for $1 million in Toronto. $1 million garage. Apartment ripoff. This 400 square foot apartment sells for $1 million. $1.6 million for that house right there. That house is not even worth 40 grand. Like, all this from Auckland, from Toronto, from New York, from Vancouver. Look at this. Look at this house. Look at that house. $1.211 million. The best advice I could give anyone is to get the hell out. Take a cut and pay, but live more affordable. Take a huge cut and pay. You'll see how much further you get. Yeah, shack for $3 million. That's exactly what's happening. So let's move on, guys. I want to get back to what I was preaching here. Trends in the housing market. Hopefully Randy Patrick will get him on in the second hour. I hope he's okay. Okay, so there it is right there. There's the graph. What I'm concerned about is this. Let me see if I can get somebody on the channel. Guys, turn on your Skype, please. Out of respect, please turn on your Skype. I really want to get Gary on this. I haven't gotten Gary on the show in a while. And I just want to know, honestly, what Gary thinks about this, because he's been waiting on the sidelines himself. And if I was in Vancouver, I would be on the sidelines myself too, waiting for this to correct, because I'm not going to spend $7 million or $4 million on a house. Come on, Gary. Gary. Gary?
Mike. Yeah.
Hey, buddy, what's going on?
How are you, man?
Okay, Gary, did you see my video I made today about, or yesterday or the day before, I think it was the day before, that it may take 20 years to see a correction in housing if we follow Japan's model?
Yeah, I saw it. It was interesting. Yeah, that's for sure. I hope it doesn't take that long here.
Yeah, because if you look at the Japanese model and you look at the government interventions and the bail-ins and buying back stock and corporate stock buybacks, blah, 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 yeah, it's actually pretty bad. Now, at the rate where Canada is on this chart, you're going to see a huge decline. I mean, we're going to have to see a sharp reversal, or if we see a Japan-like deflationary period, you're looking at 20 to 25 years, my brother.
I don't know, man. I hope that doesn't happen. What's happening to me right now, the way this market's going, it defines all logic, man. I don't get how people are qualifying for mortgages, getting CERB. It doesn't make sense, or even getting the new CERB or whatever the hell you want to call it. I don't get how people are qualifying for mortgages right now. It doesn't make sense, and I don't get why prices are going up so much, being that we're in a pandemic. I don't know who's buying these homes, but it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, because this is not. It's like with the amount of people on mortgage referrals, it got 12% in Toronto. Okay, was it 12 or 11% on mortgage deferrals?
I think it's 12.
Okay, 12. Okay, then you got and you factor in what 10, 20% empty homes. Like, what's left? Like, I mean, who's buying these properties?
I have no idea. That's what I'd like to know.
Oh, sorry, we forgot the half the city's unemployed.
That's true.
Yeah.
But if so many people are unemployed, people are getting CERB. In reality, banks should not even people shouldn't even be qualifying for mortgage on CERB. Like, that doesn't make any sense. So something's pushing up this housing market. I don't know if it's still foreign buyers. I mean, people are buying them. I'm saying that people are buying them online rather than coming here to do. I don't know, man. It just something's off here. I don't know what it is, but what's happened now to me defines all logic. It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's not making any sense. And we got prices also in California going up. Next week, we're going to have a real estate agent who's going to explain to us why prices are going up in California next week on the show. And he's going to explain to us why. And maybe we could take that logic he tells us and kind of implement what's happening in Canada. But still, you don't have teardowns for a couple of $1,000,000 in California. That's the thing, Gary. You could buy something in San Francisco still for $800,000.
Right.
Even though it's super expensive.
Yeah.
So it defies all logic, like you say. Like, how long now have you been on the sidelines? Because, I'm going to be very honest with you, Gary. If I was in Vancouver, I'd still be on the sidelines. I would never buy into this market.
Yeah, I've been on the sidelines for a while, man. I've been on the sidelines since I don't even know. I've been married 5 years now, so I'd say 5 years, man. Basically, maybe even a bit longer than that, because I've been trying to find housing before I got married. Yeah. So
yeah, we got to get some sort of where. You know what it is? I think the problem we're having, Gary. One of the major issues we're having is transparency. We're not being told what's happening, because none of this, like you said, it defies all logic.
Yeah, it does. I mean, this does not make any sense, man. I mean, the more you think, the more I think it doesn't make any sense. It does not make any sense. I mean, I guess for people who said it was never going to tank or whatever you want to call it, the market, I mean, what I'm seeing is a mix. Like, I'm seeing something suffer over, something suffer under. I mean, I'm seeing a mix of what's happening. As far as these deferrals go, I guess in the next few months, we'll see how the housing market responds to that, whether we have a surge in housing supply or not. It's interesting. Like, I don't know what to say anymore when it comes to this market, man. It's, if the fact that it survived this pandemic beats the hell out of me. Like I said, I mean, I understand that people didn't pay their mortgages for 6 months or whatever the case may be. I mean, on top of that, like, people were getting CERB. I mean, this pent up buying that people said people are doing based on people from the lockdown. I mean, it still doesn't make any sense, because if you weren't working for 6 months or whatever the case may be, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know what to say anymore about this freaking market. I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm. I got the graph right behind me. So we got Gary Medeiros on from Toronto. Guys are asking about Randy Patrick. Guys, he's got a power outage since yesterday, and he hasn't got power back on. He called me on his dying cell phone to let me know that he's going to try and make it for the second hour. He says he's very unlikely. He just I can't get a hold of him. So he's out of power right now. Have you had power there issues there on the East Coast there for you?
My power's fine as far as what's going on right now. Yeah.
Okay, good. So Anthony Ruvalacaba just sent me $5. Yeah, go ahead.
I wanted to comment on a video you made today, the housing equity.
Okay,
equity.
let's bring it up. I'm going to open it right now.
That most likely will happen, being that with Trudeau forking out all this money. I mean, it's gonna happen. That's probably gonna happen for sure now. It's just a matter of when.
Okay,
I mean,
guys. If you're just joining us right now, I'm going to explain to you exactly what Gary is referring to. I have it open right now. This is the video I did today, taxing equity in your home. Guys, I'm going to leave a link if you're in Canada. I need everyone that's in the country of Canada to go to this website immediately. Oh, it's not letting me send the link. It says the link may be damaging. Okay, so it's not even letting me. Guys, it looks like this. It's called Canadian Taxpayers Federation. It's a legitimate website. I looked it up. And what's happening is they're looking to start taxing equity. There's several ways they're looking at it. That one way they're looking at it, that if you receive your annual assessment of your house, they're going to actually tax you 0.5% or 1% on the equity that you've gained since you've bought it, and they're just going to be taxing the equity on that. Either they're going to break it down monthly on easy payments. So if you have a $200,000 equity on your home, that if gained $200,000, you'll probably pay $200 a month. If it's $800,000 equity gain and you bought your house 50 years ago and you have an $800,000 gain, you're probably paying $850,000 a month in the equity gain that you've gained. So comment on that, Gary. What's going on?
Well, I think it's going to happen just because of the fact that, Trudeau forked out all this money for all these people, and he still continues to fork out all this money. I mean, we're going to pay back this money somehow, our kids, us, and so on and so forth for the next 10 generations or whatever you want to call it. It's going to be interesting. And if that does happen, which I think it will, then you're looking at the housing market coming to a screeching halt because no one's going to want to sell because heaven forbid they get taxed on that equity, right?
God forbid. Guys, I'm going to put a link to today's video. I need you to open a separate window if you're on a desktop. Share that to any social media you have, because I've checked for other videos on this. I couldn't find any other videos. I haven't seen anyone making taxing, lots of comments on here tonight on this video. So if you guys want to share this and get this video out there, I don't know. My stuff just doesn't get out there. So anyways, now, Gary, let's get realistic here. Is it even worth owning a home if you're going to have to pay gains on any equity you gain?
I don't know. I mean, if you're planning to stay in the house for the rest of your life, then yeah, it's worth it. I mean, if you plan to sell it, then down the road, I mean, that's what's happening right now. I mean, a lot of people are just selling houses not to raise a family or have kids or anything. They're selling it to make money, right? I mean, at the end of the day, it's that's what people are doing with the housing market, right? In my opinion, they're just trying to make money off their house, trying to get all that equity. You know what I mean? Like it was a quick way to make money, and it still is, I guess, in a way.
I got something here from Papa Pist. This is actually true. Business owners in Quebec have to prepay next year's income tax based on the highest earnings of the last 5 years.
Yeah, that sounds legit.
So you're paying next year's taxes from, yeah. So that's not good either. Trudeau lost control long ago. So there it is right there. Papa Pist is saying.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like, I don't know they seem to just be pumping money into everything. I mean, they're pumping money into the dollar, which is why the dollar, that's another thing. The dollar's still way up. It was a lot higher than what I thought it would be. I mean, they're pumping money into that. I personally think they're pumping money into the housing market as well. I mean, they're bailing out anybody who can bail out people. Anybody they can bail out. I mean, even condo investors, I think, are going to get bailed out soon enough. I mean, that's just a feeling I have. I mean, the only thing right now that seems to be tanking hard is condos, and
yeah, condos are getting hit pretty hard.
A lot of trouble right now.
Yeah, condos are getting a slap in the face right now.
Yeah, so I guess condos are the first sign of things to come. I mean, whether that happens, in the detached market or the low rise, that's a different story. But hopefully, I shouldn't say hopefully, but I just want a correction to happen so things can get to a realistic place.
Too many people got into this market right now, and it's too many people got in by FOMO, and that's a huge issue that we're dealing with here. Same thing in Australia. I mean, there's no difference with what's happening in Canada. That's why I've been connecting the dots for the last 7-8 years, because I've been seeing the same patterns happening right across the Commonwealth. So if you think it's just us in Canada, it isn't. You have England, and I just did the first story I covered was from England, and look how unaffordable a huge portion of England is. Did you see that map, Gary?
I saw it. I mean, COVID is even bigger on the other side of the world, and I don't get how houses are up so much there as well. Like, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. So none of it is making
COVID's hitting hard in like Europe and everything like that, and still, it's the housing market's on fire. I don't know, man. That seems really strange to me.
It does. It smells like a bad. So guys, let's go over to this chart here while we have Gary on the phone here. So here is, let's go to article scan real quick. This is central bank asset growth. This is actually from Bloomberg. This is Canada's balance sheet assets to a nominal GDP year-over-year growth. It's up 451%. In the last year, the Canadian government has bought up a lot of debt. So Gary, what if they've been buying up mortgage debt?
That's what I think they're doing.
Yeah, because that's a lot of money. Like every other country.
Part of the money that Canada is doing that, I think, as well. In my opinion, absolutely.
But from what the United States did, the Federal Reserve...
Canada's doing the same thing.
Well, look at this. From 2008, guys that are watching the graph, watch this. Pay attention. Look at the great financial crisis in the United States. Look at it here. Look at this. That's how much America put in to bail out all the banks and all the Mickey Mousing. But look at Canada in the last 2 months. What the hell is that?
I don't know, man. I don't know. It looks like, I think we're in serious trouble as far as debt goes too in this country. I mean, Trudeau just seems to be, his logic was that he wanted Canada to take on the debt so people wouldn't have to rack out their credit cards. But we all know that people did that anyway. At the end of the day, I know a lot of friends and I know a lot of people that, on the CERB who said that things were still tight even on the CERB. I mean, $2,000 a month isn't enough for very much. I mean, it may cover your bills, but it won't cover it all. So, at the end of the day, $2,000 wasn't enough in my books.
No, $2,000. I mean, by the time you got that money in your bank account, it already devalued by your groceries were $300 more.
Yeah, pretty much. That's another thing. Everything's on the rise, and even though for some reason inflation's staying low, which I don't buy, I think they're controlling that too. I mean, inflation should be through the roof right now because with food going up and everything else. I mean, I find it really interesting how bad this government's trying to control everything and make everything look good when it's obviously not.
So this is Canada's balance sheet here. What is the government of Canada buying? I mean, it's got to buy. So right now, the feds own. I got it written down right here. The feds own. I'm going to tell you right now. I had a question here from one of my guests that came on, and it was the Fed owns a total of 23,940 different securities. It is now the world's biggest investor. Now, okay, and look where America is right there, all the way down here with 23. It's the world's biggest investor with 23,940 different securities. What the heck did Canada buy? The moon?
Yeah, I know. Tell me about it. All I know is Canada's spending money like crazy to keep everything afloat. I mean, I don't know why. I don't understand why this government won't let things reset. I mean, we need a reset so bad. It's not even funny. I don't know what they let it fall before. I don't understand why they won't let things reset now. I don't know.
So we got Per Grosso asking, Fed owns everything, and then he's saying, what the heck is wrong with Canada? There's a lot of people that watch this, this show from Australia, from America, from England, New Zealand, and they tell me the same thing in the comments. What the heck is happening in Canada?
Yeah, I don't get it.
They can't believe it.
Yeah, I don't get it.
And you know what the funny thing is about this, Gary? If people actually sat down and watched the news and didn't go on any social media, they would have no idea what's going on in the world.
I agree.
They would have no idea if they stuck to the news.
Yeah. I don't know. All I can say is the only thing I guess we're really going to see is in the next month or two, or maybe even 3, as far as these deferrals ending go. I mean, deferrals ended September 30th, which I don't know if people knew that or not, but that's a fact.
I guess we'll have to see from here what happens if we see a lot of houses hit the market or whatever the case may be. I know a lot of mortgages didn't resume, so we're going to see a lot of defaults. Whether they're reporting that or not, I guess that remains to be seen. But I already know for a fact there's already a lot of defaulting happening. So,
Do you think we're going to see a November cliff, December cliff, where things just kind of go out of control?
Maybe November, December, maybe later. I'm not sure. I really don't. I wouldn't be surprised if the government tries to control that too. So, yeah, I mean, November, December sounds about right, but who knows? It could be even further. It could be first quarter next year as well. So, we'll have to see.
Okay, Gary. I appreciate you taking the time to come and talk to us tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
No problem. Thanks for coming. You have a good night, okay?
You too.
Okay.
Bye.
So, guys, that was Gary Medeiros out of Toronto, who's been on the show several times and waiting on the sidelines. And again, I would be in the situation that he's in right now if I was living in Vancouver. I would be in the exact same situation he'd be in if I stayed in Vancouver. And the only information I could give you guys is just to get the heck out. That's all I could say is get the heck out of the big cities. And I've been proposing. So there it is. So there's the Gary let the cat out of the bag. So we're going to bring it up. So here it is, guys, the article. So there it is. Oops. Where did that thing go? Oh, did I lose the link? No, I got the link here. First one commented. So guys, go to this video. I need you guys to open another page and share this on any social media platform that you have. Canada is looking at taxing your equity. So if you have equity in your home, so hashtag no equity tax. I created this hashtag today. So hopefully we can get the word out. We don't want them to tax our equity because then we're screwed. So here's the link. Unfortunately, it won't let me open the link. So this is from Canadian. It won't let me paste the link. It's from Canadian Taxpayers Federation. And basically, to the Prime Minister of Canada, Canadians work hard to build equity in their homes. They use that equity to buy new homes and provide for retirement. Proceeds from the sale of a primary residence have always been exempt from federal taxes. The Canadian Mortgage and Housing Corporation is spending $250 large of taxpayers' money to study professionals for a home equity tax. A home equity tax would take big chunks of the proceeds while families sell their homes. That would leave them with less to buy a new home and provide for retirement. So a home equity tax is wrong. Canadians should not be taxed on equity in their homes. Now they're looking at doing at and they're looking at this now. Like, pay attention. They're actually looking at doing something like this. Getting your assessment, and then, we can make it so you could break it down monthly. So if your house went up $100,000 in the last year, 1%, 10,000, $1,000 will break it down. You know what I'm saying? So, your house goes up $800,000. Oh, that's only $6,000 per year. Don't worry, we could break it down yearly. And the people in Canada will be like, oh, that's a good deal. Thanks, man. Oh. Okay, that's done. So I got that open, guys, so you guys could get the gist of that. So that was on the channel. Okay, down in the United States, home equity surges as demand soars and mortgage rates hover near lows. So again, home equity homeowners mortgages rose 6.6 annually in the second quarter, according to CoreLogic. Collectively, that adds up a gain of $620 billion or $9,800 per home. The total supply of homes for sale were just over 29% lower annually than for the week ending in September 12, according to Zillow. Homes typically went under contract after 14 days, which is 14 days faster than a year ago. So you're having a lot of property selling. Right? It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't put it past me if it's a bunch of Canadians taking off from Canada and purchasing real estate. It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't put it past. I wouldn't. Not even. Whoop. That's just ching ching. I sold something on eBay. It scared the crap out of me. Taxation is theft, says Blunt News. So that's that right there. Home equity surges. And it goes into making a point here that as winter approaches and reports of rising COVID cases in certain states emerge, more people may be looking to upgrade their living situations, either moving out of an urban area or just into larger homes. As long as demand is high and supply is low, home prices will continue to gain. Some, however, argue there is a limit, especially if unemployment remains high. So Americans are looking at this, okay, unemployment remains high, there's going to hit some wall, there's going to be a limit here. But in Canada, yeah, look at these gains in Canada, look at this. Oh, we're up 20%. Woo! So that's that. So here it is, guys. Home equity rises despite the pandemic. CoreLogic reports homeowners gained over $620 billion in equity in Q2 of 2020. So the people, of course, it's here. Washington State, Salt Lake City, Utah, Nevada. No, that's not Nevada. That's okay, that's Nevada there. That's New Mexico. That's Arizona. So these states here are actually doing really well. I think that's Montana. But these states here are doing really well. And for home equity, so that means they're increasing in price. Luckily, they're not in Canada because they'd be taxed on their equity. Woohoo! So, a leading global report in information, analytics, and data-enabled solutions provider today released Home Equity Reporter for the second quarter in 2020. The report shows U.S. homeowners with mortgages, which account roughly 63% of all properties, have seen their equity increase by 6.6% year over year. So this is the great California exodus here, the great Oregon exodus, and the great Washington State exodus. But why is Washington going up, Mike, still, if everyone's leaving? Foreign investing. So Papa Pissed is asking, is California gonna vote Trump? Who knows, man? We'll know in a couple of weeks who's voting for who. That's for sure. All right, let's move on. What, I need a pass to read this thing? So a report says that Montreal home prices are set to drop in 2021. This could be the time to buy. This could be something that's not... Ooh, look! See right here? This is telling me something. This is a message. It's probably impossible to... Oh, there you go. The reality of Sydney's housing problem: 2 derelict homes that are completely unlivable go for sale for a whopping $3 million, and they'll cost a lot more to fix. So here's the homes right here. These 2 homes. There's 2 homes. So maybe later on in the show, we could see what we could buy. I'm going to see what the property tax on these 2 homes are and see what we could actually buy for what kind of house we could buy in the States just on the property tax on this home that you would pay in taxes, right? What stamp duty? Guys, a lot of people watching in Australia right now, could somebody tell me what stamp duty on a $3 million home would be in Australia? We're going to find a house for that much money that's obviously in better condition than this and actually have maybe 10 acres of land. So Mike, someone's saying, Mike, CMHC CEO claims 30% drop in 2021. Do you believe him? Yeah, 30% is just a start. Matthew's from Melbourne. Matthew, can you tell me what stamp duty would be on a $3 million home in Australia, please? If you don't mind checking for us. Oh, okay. Stamp duty would be 100. Okay, let me write that down. 100,000 US Australian dollars. Okay. Could somebody calculate 100,000 Australian dollars for me real quick into US? What is that? 67K? US? 69? If someone could. Okay, Mitch Bannon says 120K would be stamp duty on $3 million in Australia. Okay, another person is telling me 150. Okay, so let's go with 120. Let's go in the middle. 120 large. So let's say 90,000 American dollars. Okay, we're gonna go 90,000 American dollars then. If that's 150,000 Australian, and Mitch is saying 120. We'll go with 90,000 American. 90,000 US dollars. We're going to find something 10 times better than this on what they will pay in taxes for this property. This money here, you could buy Shaquille O'Neal's house for that much. I swear to you, you could. A mansion, a palatial mansion. I don't even think it would even cost $3 million, to be honest. But we're going to look at that later in the show. If we don't get Randy, hopefully Randy might come on the second hour. Not too sure. His Skype is still turned off. And it's not ringing. I'm gonna call him anyway. See if he got his power back up. Yeah, he's offline. So guys, just for people tuning in, Randy Patrick has no power. He hasn't had power since yesterday. And a couple of blown transformers. He called me with 2 bars of energy left on his phone to let me know. Unfortunately, he can't come to, like, he just doesn't have any power. He can't get on his webcam and stuff. So he just sitting in the dark there in Tampa, Florida. So hopefully he'll be back up and running soon. No promises, guys. I'm really, 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 really sorry about this, guys. I was so excited. He was so excited to come on. But, unfortunately, it happens. It's called life, guys. Live it. Live life. All right, guys. So let's go to this main. These cities are at risk of a housing bubble as home prices inflate worldwide. So let's go here. Okay, there's nothing here. Doesn't even tell us the cities. Global real estate index bubble. Okay, what a bunch of garbage. Let's close this. Okay, an ardent victory isn't spooking Kiwi investors this time around. So, guys, down in New Zealand, it is an election year too. While the world billows around America and follows America and chance, unfortunately, New Zealand is having an election this year, and man, is it ever an important election. This, the current president, Jacinta Ardern, see if I can get a picture of it. I think I have a picture of her here. She actually, there she is right there. What happened was she was voted in on the whole housing platform with Kiwi Build, with Phil Tyford, the housing minister down there in New Zealand. And they were working together to actually create a beautiful utopia of Kiwi Build. And they were going to build 100,000 houses to help the people, or to help people basically get homes. And unfortunately, they failed, and I think they built 11 homes of the 100,000. And right now, it is an election year in New Zealand. So we're going to get to that in a second here. So there it is right there. Investors aren't shy with the markets, apparently, from the asset values. So there it is from the last election. Asset values are surging. As New Zealand's prepared to take the polls, stocks are surging to record highs, and the property market is booming. It's a far cry from 3 years ago when investors were spooked by the prospect of Jacinta Ardern's Labour Party taking power. Now, as polls show her winning a decisive victory in the October 17 election, there's very little angst about what lies ahead. Most people probably think we're not looking at too much of a change from what we've had so far, said Sharon Zollner. So there it is, guys. It looks like she might win this election. And Labour has also proved to be more conservative in its financial and economic management than many observers have feared. If re-elected, Ardern's only tax reform will be an extra levy on those who earn more than 180,000 New Zealand dollars, that's 120,000 US, a year. The opposition National Party, on the other hand, is promising to stimulate growth with temporary tax cuts, which Ardern says are unaffordable. So there it is, guys. New Zealand, they're taking to the polls to vote, but that whole Kiwi Build project went wayside, so I don't know what's going to happen in New Zealand. Let's move on here. House prices down, but no crash. What's going on with Australian property? This is major, guys. We've been following the Australian markets for so long on here. What's happening with this? Is this going to crash? People are over leveraged. People borrowing on their homes. ATM machines. It's been going on for years. for years. And yeah. McLeod is saying they say they haven't got the massive inflation because of low money velocity. That could be true. What's somebody saying? Okay, Fruit Loops is saying the stock I bought today in the background, NGD, New Gold. Yeah, that's New Gold. NGD. No, that's NOG. I have this company, Northern Oil. Which one do I have? I have this. No, I don't have that one. I have NGD right there. That stock I bought. No, I didn't buy it, actually. I sold it, and I shorted it, and I bought it, and I shorted it twice. I think I shorted it 3 times. And we're going to see another pullback. I might be shorting that stock come Friday, to be honest with you. Okay, even with even with the 1 in 100 global pandemic and the deepest economic slump since the 1930s Great Depression, housing prices are just ticking down. Not collapsing, not crushing, not plummeting, and house price gloomsters would like to think. According to the Australian Bureau of Statistics, housing prices fell 1.8% in the June quarter, follow a rise of 1.6% in March quarter, but we're still up 6.2% from the level a year earlier. Using the more up-to-date CoreLogic data, house prices have eased a little more so far in September quarter, but the falls are marginal. CoreLogic data shows the so-called 5-city series is down 1.5% in the September quarter to date, with the largest falls unsurprisingly, in Melbourne, which had dropped 2.8%, and Sydney, which is down 1.5%. Prices in Perth are down 0.4%, while they are dead flat in Brisbane and up 0.4% in Adelaide. It was a long way from the crash, more like a slight stubble. So we're looking at a stubble in Australia, and prices are going to go back up to $5 million for a hovel. Well, we're going to have to stick around and see. Even in the midst of a recession, the Australian housing market continues along its merry way. So, I mean, you could throw anything at this market. We've been talking about this, and then they're going to put a little pixie dust. They're going to sprinkle a little crack on everything, and then they're going to make it all fine again. And that's what these markets have been binging on. They've been binging on life support, and they've been binging on QE. And bail-ins, and now they're actually gonna do bail-ins on bank accounts, people's private bank accounts, and just take a little bit off the top, just like the mafia used to do. They skim a little off the top, no one knows, you know? So we got Elizabeth in the house, we got Lord Humongous, Layla, Mark Andre Moses, Jem Rose, Duke Investing in the house. We got Ben Winter, we got Jane Doe in the house, John's Guitar Barn. I haven't seen John's Guitar Barn in a while. I hope he's doing well. Steve Stevens, Jem Rose, as well as Ben Winter. Everybody in the house tonight, guys. Thanks for joining. Yeah, unfortunately, guys, I don't know what the heck is going on here. Everything's rallying. Rally. The Australian housing market is a peculiar beast. You would think that in the midst of the worldwide pandemic that it has seen Australia's economy crash by 7% and around 1 in 5 Australians either unemployed or desiring more hours, that house prices might take a tumble. But no, it's not. Australia's property bubble, again, chief economist at AMP Capital, Shane Oliver, said India in their city was out of fashion and the new appetite for living further from work would revolutionize the market and stamp out price bubbles. So there it is there. People are moving and living in other parts of outer cities. There's Jacinta Ardern again. There she is again. Will Jacinta Ardern win the New Zealand general election and is the current PM ahead of the polls? So according to the last article that was more up to date, says that she is ahead of the polls and she is working to, I don't know what she's working to do, but the housing affordability issue in New Zealand, New Zealand has transformed into a nation of renters. There's more people living in their cars in New Zealand than anywhere else in the Commonwealth per capita. I've read articles in New Zealand where there's 42 people living in one home, in one 2-bedroom, 42 people in one. I'm not making this up. Matthew Eloy is saying in Australia, for every job advertised, there is about 120 applicants. Who else we got here? Steve Stevens says people got motivated to vote but complain about the same issues every election cycle, hoping they get the next guy will make the change. Yeah, but you know, here's the problem. In the Canadian elections, let me tell you what the issue is. The last federal elections, I was so disappointed. Not a single human being asked about housing affordability. Not a single human being asked about fentanyl opioid crisis. Not a single human being asked about money laundering, which is a huge major issue. The federal government was researching it, and they went from 2011 to 2015, and they shut it down because they found $200 billion laundered through Canadian real estate. So they shut that down quick in a heartbeat. And then they don't ask about the homeless pandemic. Homeless. More people dying of overdoses than dying of COVID in the 1 month in BC, in Vancouver, in the city of Vancouver. I covered that. Canadian youth dying on the streets. It's tragic. It's heartbreaking to see things like that. So we got okay, what do we got here? We got Shafi D saying, I wish I could rent a home in Canada to 42 people, like small cube capsule Japan style, and get monies? Yeah, unless you put like lockers where people sleep in, like not lockers, but like bunk bed. Yeah, okay. There was one place. Somebody had took a place of a residence that he visited to do some work on, and I didn't publish the photos because I wasn't allowed. It's private property, right? But there was about 40 people living in a 3-bedroom bungalow. I'm not making this up. They had like 4 bunk beds in the living room, like 4 complete bunk beds, 4 bunk beds. And then in one bedroom, they had 4 bunk beds and 3 bunk beds in the other bedroom. And then the downstairs in the basement, they had like 4 sets of bunk beds downstairs. And it was just people working minimum wage jobs or whatever, trying to get by, right? And that it is very, very heartbreaking. Let me just message Randy here. Let me just message him. It looked like he read my messages. Hopefully it looks like he gets his Skype running. Yeah, Randy's out of power, guys. Guys, nobody freak out. Randy got a blown transformer, several blown transformers in his immediate area. So a good portion of his area has been out of power since yesterday. And he called me earlier, respectively, to let me know that life happens. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so let's move on. So right now, New Zealand is going into a massive election, and this election is, man, I don't know what's going to happen, man. We're seeing this all over the world. Look, all over the Commonwealth. Look, the current unusual state of UK housing market. Everywhere. Australia, the UK, Canada. Like, this is crazy. Okay, let me look up Dublin housing market. Dublin. Let's see what's happening in Dublin. Let me see if Dublin's facing the same thing. Dublin housing. Okay, apartments. Slump in Dublin because of COVID. Airbnb impacts on rentals. Dublin City Flats complex undergo major refurbishment. So I'm trying to see if there's anything for Dublin when it comes to housing or housing projects or anything that's happening. Ireland budget housing scheme. So they're trying to build more affordable housing. They got like 13,000 homeless people in Ireland, and 3,000 of them are children. So that's a huge issue in Ireland. And Ireland is kind of like caught the bad luck of this because they started seeing not foreign investing, bidding on homes. About 3 years ago, they started seeing bidding wars in Dublin, and that was a rare phenomena for people living in the UK to see that in Ireland, and it's turned the city into actual haywire. So here it is, hundreds of new affordable homes promised for Dublin new city suburb. So Dublin falls out of 30 smart cities due to the housing crisis. Yeah. Will the budget of 2021 finally address the housing market crisis failures? Whoa, 29,000 people in the country are living below the... Wow, that's a lot of people living in sleeping rough. Rough. And our top stories here tonight. Strong recovery in UK housing market, says Nationwide. Canada's market makes the biggest jump in G7 markets. And another big story is Canada is going to start... they're looking to pass a law to start taxing people's equity. So I need everybody right now, please, I'm asking, please, to share this on any social media you have right now. Any social... I don't care. Just share this because this... Lord, share this on your Patreon account, please. So... So Mitch Madden says, Southern California has growing tent cities everywhere. No area is being spared. Let me see if I can get Mitch on the show for a few minutes. And let me see if I can get old Mitch. Good old Mitch Madden on the show. All right, let's see if I can find the guy. Should be on my favorites here. I always have to look up people by writing them in now because there's so many people on my Skype. There we go. In my favorites, Mitch Madden. All right, let's see if he picks up. Come on, pick up, Mitch. Mitch, you there?
Hey, Mike.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing phenomenal. You were mentioning in the comments quite a bit about tent cities in California. What's going on with that? What do you know about it?
Well, I've been watching vloggers down in Southern California every day, and they've been going around the underpasses, overpasses. I saw one today around Gold's Gym. It's a big, humongous gym down there somewhere.
That's in Venice Beach area, yeah.
Yeah, and tent cities are propping up all around there, and it's just everywhere. I watched that Jeremiah Babe down there in Riverside in San Bernardino County, and he goes over to Orange County, and the tent cities are growing phenomenally around there, and they're even going up into the more wealthy areas of Los Angeles, and it's really getting bad. And I've also been watching to go a little further up in the Pacific Northwest, in downtown Seattle. Mm-hmm. I just saw a report that the five neighborhoods there have, by the end of August, had almost the same amount of burglaries that they had all of 2019. So the burglary rate in the five neighborhoods in Seattle is running about double what it was in 2019. 128 big storefronts have closed down. They're all boarded up. And one store, the Columbia outerwear, clothing store out of Portland, but they're in Seattle. They closed down, but the article said it was because of the coronavirus. And the article did not start out mentioning that May 30th, that store was a victim of rioting and looting, and they got cleaned out. And all the glass was all broken out, and it's been boarded up since May 30th. but they're acting like it's because of the coronavirus that they're closing.
Yeah, the COVID has been blanketed right over. The COVID is blanketing financing, governments. It's blanketing banking. The COVID is blanketing all kinds of. It's masking so many things. It's almost like COVID is like a little bit of pixie dust.
Well, it's unfortunately things are not going to get better. They're just going to keep getting worse.
So, Mitch, can I throw something out there?
Yeah.
What do you think of Canada now taxing people's equity on their homes?
I think that is a trend amongst all desperate governments as their tax revenues decline because of the loss of business activity and income, which they normally would derive their revenues from. They're going to go after anybody and everybody they can get money out of, whether you're rich, middle income, or poor. They will go after you. Down in Oregon right now, we've got it's Measure 108, which is a $2 a pack cigarette tax. They're following California did it in April of last year, $2 a pack, $20 a carton. And then it also goes after vaping and I think chewing tobacco and cigars. I'm not sure, but I think it covers just about all smoking products. And, the smokers, there's smokers at all stratas of society, but generally speaking, that smokers are at the lower strata of society. Generally, predominantly, they don't have college education and they're lower income, the hardworking folks. And so they're even going after the poor for tax money, and they pretend that it's to pay for children's medical insurance, for smoking-related illnesses, to advertise to try to stop young people from smoking, et cetera, et cetera. It's all just a big way to grow government and power and size, and to disenfranchise the already disenfranchised, disenfranchise further.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I'm seeing this, and I think I'm thinking that, this shutdown is to stop people from mass exodusing, because I see this happening in Victoria, and there's a lot of people trying to get out of Victoria. I've been flooded with messages ever since I had that gentleman on, Tommy Hitstacks, whatever. I forget his name. Tommy Hitstacks is just a nickname he had on YouTube. Ever since that guy came on, I've been getting flooded with emails and people that are telling me they can't get out of Sydney and they're having a tough time trying to move out or relocate. It's it's almost like being stranded, like on a life raft in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah, the people are going to be more and more trapped. I've also been getting reports, Mike, that some people have had in Southern California are reporting that their banks have had temporary closures, and even their ATM machines, they've been unable to get some money out on. This is kind of a sporadic thing, but these are signs of troubling signs of what's coming in the future. There's people that aren't paying their electric bill all across the nation, all across, I'm sure, other countries too. They're not paying their electric bill. They're not paying their credit card bills. They're not paying their car loans, their mortgages, their rents. It's everywhere, but you don't see it much in the news.
Mm-hmm. Of course you won't. They're not going to discuss that because it's going to be a major issue. It's a major issue, and it's going to cause more uprising because they want people to focus on what they're writing about, not about. They don't want people to write about wealth inequality. They just want to write about the wrong things. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, and the disparity in wealth is just exponentially increasing. Mm-hmm. And the middle class, you were talking about the tax on. Was that on real estate? Did you say in Canada?
Well, they want to start taxing. They want to start taxing equity on homes. They want to think about it by July next year. They want to implement this tax. So basically, what would happen is if your house went up $400,000 since you bought it, so that's a $4,000 a year equity tax. So what they want to do is they want to start charging people, let's say 1% on that, and that would be like $400 a month.
Well, unless Canada has the ability legislatively to arbitrarily just pass that through without any input from the voters, that will never pass, because let's say, for example, half the Canadians are homeowners. They would vote that down, and the renters would also get the message that their rents would be going up if that happened. So that could never pass by a vote of the people.
Oh, not in Canada. It'll just go into law.
Well, you know what they did here. By the way, I'll give you the listeners a little report here from where I live in the Oregon coast, southern Oregon coast. Real estate is selling like hotcakes. Inventory is low, prices are up, and the homeless are increasing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's sorry, I'm just trying to get my wife to come downstairs. Unfortunately, my cat's throwing herself at the window here next to me, and I can't. I have to leave the room to go open the door to let her in. So it's kind of pretty tough here trying to focus here when my cat's throwing herself against the front window here. But what'd you say about Oregon? Sorry, say that again. Taxes are going up.
What was my point?
Taxes were going up, and the cost of living's going up, but the infrastructure isn't moving.
Well, I can see homelessness. There's more and more homeless. Almost every day, you can almost notice a difference. It's that big of an increase, and but home prices are going up like they are in much of the country, and property is selling like hotcakes. Inventory is low, and it's not just right here. It's up and down the Oregon coast, and it's not going to last. It can't last without incomes increasing. It just can't.
No. It won't. I don't know what's going to happen, to be honest, unless they start trying to. I know what they're going to do. They're going to do what they did in California like 5-6 times to ease the problem, and what they've been doing in Washington State. Let's build ourselves out of this and build more.
It can't happen. Nobody wants low-income housing in their neighborhood because it kind of. When you talk about low-income housing in a decent suburbia neighborhood, people get these images of ghettos, you know,
mm-hmm.
and nobody that has invested a lot of money in a suburban lifestyle wants a low-income housing complex in their area. They just don't want it. They're scared to death of it, and it'll bring down their property values. It'll lower their quality of life, et cetera, et cetera. And governments really aren't interested in really doing any serious large-scale developments for low-income housing.
Oh, well, I'm not talking about low-income housing. In Canada, they weren't focused on any low-income housing. In London, the same thing. They were focused on building more, getting more contractors, letting up on the red tape, cutting the bureaucracy, talking to city councils, allowing them to build.
Well, that's the mistake that they made in Australia. And look at all those big multi-story complexes that have serious flaws.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like the Opal Tower and the Muppet Tower or something, whatever that other one's called. Things falling apart into pieces, man. And they built that in a rush. They cut corners, and the building's unlivable. And these people are mortgaged with it, and they can't even sell the property.
Yeah, you know what they did in my hometown years ago, Mike, is they built a big complex on an area near the bay. That had been filled with mud from the bay. Right. It was a swampy area, and they'd filled it with mud back in the 1930s, the Army Corps of Engineers. And then in the 1980s, they built this large complex around the marina. Mm-hmm. And everybody said, don't build there. And anyway, what they did was they went ahead and built anyway, and all those buildings started to sink and disproportionately, and they were getting big cracks in the foundations and tilt in this way. And you know what they had to do? It was the most unbelievable project I'd ever seen. They brought in massive pile drivers into that area, and on the outside of all these complexes, they drove these pilings deep, 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 deep down until they finally hit bedrock. They jacked up all the buildings, and there was a lot of them, and they ran these humongous cables, probably 2-inch cables, from piling to piling underneath the buildings to support them.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just an unbelievable project. So they saved the complex, but they paid for it double. Yeah, because they didn't do it right in the first place.
Okay. I'm just messaging Randy Patrick. Looks like he's back up. I don't know if he could come on the show, though. I don't know what's happening with his... Are you having power issues in your area?
I had some internet problems about 2 hours ago. For an hour plus, the internet was going in and out. But as far as electric power, no. But internet problems, yes.
Yeah, because I noticed even when I lived in Florida, like, I remember when we were hit with a major hurricane, we were hit with, I think it was Hurricane Wilma. And when Hurricane Wilma hit us hard, we were out of power for 2.5 weeks in Florida. We had no power for 2.5 weeks. We had hurricane parties. Man, I couldn't charge anything. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't. I just couldn't get anything. We couldn't. It was just 2 weeks of this weird. I don't know how to explain it, Mitch. Just this, like, being completely off grid, but you're not off grid. You know what I'm saying? But you don't have any power, so you can't. You don't know what's happening, you know?
You know, that reminds me, back in, what year was it? 1998, I was in northern Mindanao in the Philippines, in Misamis Occidental, and I went out to the jungles, and I stayed for about a week in the jungle, and there's a lot of nipa huts and this and that, and there was no electricity at all, no running water, and no refrigeration. And when we had a party one night, and somebody brought a generator and a boombox, and fired up the generator and started playing the boombox, and everybody's dancing and everything, you know, out in the middle of the jungle and I could see these people coming to the party, walking up these carabao, like a water buffalo, walking up these carabao trails, holding bunches of like palm needles that fall off of the palm trees or the coconut trees, whatever. They bunch them together, and then they light them up, and then they walk from their nipa hut back in the jungle down these trails at night, and they use these for light, and then they'll bring some with them, extras, to light up before they walk home. You know, no flashlights. But the thing is they were the happiest darn people I ever met in my life. And they had nothing, no electricity, no internet, no TV, no nothing.
Yep, and it doesn't take much, you know, for the human spirit to be active. And again, it's this positive vibe we get from each other, this positive influence that influences us into being in a good mood, right? If you got somebody in a room that's in a bad mood, everybody starts to turn sour, you know what I'm saying? So it's this positive, live life short, love each other, you know what I'm saying, Mitch? And, yeah. Well,
you know, our European culture, you know, we call it, that's kind of like what Canada and America kind of derive from predominantly, is we get...
Well, so did Brazil and Argentina and Mexico, all the whole West, all the Americas were... The Portuguese colonized Brazil, the Spanish colonized Central America and Mexico, and North America were the British. It was all European.
Yeah, well, the Spaniards and the French, even the Russians were in Northern California around Fort Bragg, long ago and far away. Russian fur trappers and stuff, they'd come down. But what I was getting at, as far as the Philippines versus, say, the West, is that culturally, they in interpersonal relationships, they take the course of least resistance. They help each other. If somebody's got a bad attitude or they get too drunk and start acting stupid, there's generally a lot of patience. They have a lot of patience, And in America, or probably Canada too, we're a little more aggressive and a little more uptight, and we don't like to take any shit. And
yeah, entitled.
Yeah, if somebody says something that we don't like, somebody stands up and jumps in their face, and you don't get that generally in the Philippines. You have to push somebody pretty far where they're ready to break out the machete, the bolo.
Well, I want to tell you a quick story. Somebody was running a truck outside my store with this massive pipe, exhaust pipe that was twisted towards my door, and the fumes were coming in my store, and you could actually see the cloud of carbon monoxide in my store. I went outside and asked the guy nicely, "Hey, bud, can you just shut off your motor? You've been running it for an hour smoking cigarettes." I wasn't like that kind of attitude. I just said, "Hey, bud, it's just the fumes are coming in." He said, "Close the door, F. Close the door. Close your door, F." And I was like, whoa. Then he got out of his truck and wanted to fight me. Just for us. Huh?
Was he working for a company, or was that his own truck?
That was his own truck. And then after, he kept driving by my store saying, "I know where you live." And then after, he tried to hit me with his truck several times while I was crossing the street. And I phoned the police, gave him the video footage, and they're like, "Oh, he's just forming an opinion. Don't worry."
I'm guessing he was in his 20s.
Yes.
Yeah. A more mature person wouldn't behave that way unless he was had real serious mental problems.
Yeah, because I just asked the guy nicely. I don't even know the guy. I'm just walking out and saying nicely, "Hey, bud, can you turn off the motor?" Because he's been running it for over an hour, smoking cigarettes in his air-conditioned truck. And I just asked him, I wasn't rude or anything. "Hey, bud, can you?" And he said, "Close the door, F."
Huh.
Yeah. Heart Sweet saying owning a store is it is dangerous nowadays to own a business, and I've been seeing that more and more. It is becoming more and more dangerous to have a business because you have to deal with the public, right? And I don't know what to do. I'm gonna keep going, and then maybe in the next year or two, I'm just gonna shut it down. I had my fun with it. It's good. I had fun, but no, it's just dealing with the public is becoming. And I'm always nice to everybody, not because I'm pretending. I like to be nice to everybody. I like to have everybody in a good mood. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Mike, you know what the most dangerous business to have is? A coin store like gold and silver.
Oh, yeah.
If I got familiar or acquainted with a coin dealer just north of here when I used to live up there, and I used to deal with him, and he started telling me stories about different people that he knew over the years in the business, because he'd been in the business, for 40 years, 50 years. Anyway, he started telling me all these people that got killed, robbed and killed. And sometimes the killers will they find out where the owner of the store lives, that owns the coin store.
Whoa.
And they figure they've probably got a safe at home, and they'll hit the store or the home and they'll kill them and take all they can get. And every coin dealer I've ever been into his store, every single one of them has been packing. They've got guns strapped to their ankles, their waist, under their shoulders. Everybody in the store's packing. They're paranoid as hell for good reason.
Mm-hmm.
But now you've got this sense of entitlement where people are walking into stores up in Portland, Seattle, and they feel like they are entitled to just grab anything they want and just walk out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, my mistake was asking the guy to shut off his car because again, he was parked there for an hour idling his vehicle. And that was my mistake, and I'm never going to ask anything from anybody ever again. If someone's putting the wrong recycling in the wrong box, I don't care. If somebody is like, I'm just not going to risk my life trying to tell something to somebody.
Yeah, I've got a brother that's I don't know how many times he's stuck a knife into somebody's sidewall on their tire. Mm-hmm. He does it all the time. Every time he doesn't like anything anybody does, he automatically pulls out a knife and he stabs their sidewall on the tire, and they end up getting a flat. That's the way he deals with it, but I don't have that kind of attitude.
Yeah.
I'm more like you. I try not to be too confrontational, and
I can't because I deal with the public, right?
Well, you don't really have to. That's that macho thing. It always comes back to bite you.
Mm-hmm.
And plus, carrying around all that anger, you don't carry a lot of anger, and neither do I. Mm-hmm. I can tell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm a lover, not a fighter, man. Trust me. I used to fight. I used to fight like organized fighting when I was in my 20s. I used to fight organized. But not anymore because I'm friggin' old. But still. Okay, Mitch, I'm going to let you go. It's been almost 25 minutes, buddy. Thanks for filling this gap.
Okay, well, we'll see you all in the comments. And thanks for your hard work, Mike. I've been really enjoying your... That Stephen Van Meter, I just love that interview.
Stephen Van Meter was the best, man. Next week, we got a couple of guys coming on the show, so I'm going to plug that right now. Okay, Mitch?
Yeah, okay.
Thanks, brother. Have a good night.
Good night. See you all in the comments.
Yep. We got Mitch Madden out of Portland, Oregon, giving us the down low. All right. So what do we got going on, guys? All right, guys. So if you're just tuning in, unfortunately, Randy Patrick doesn't have any power, and he couldn't come on the show. He hasn't had power since pretty much yesterday, I think it was. A couple of transformers blew up around his block, and a huge portion of his area has been in darkness for like over 24 hours now, so he has no juice. So he can't come on the show. He doesn't have power to jump on. He just messaged me and he told me specifically, unfortunately, he doesn't have power to jump on. So that is 2 cancellations in a row. We missed out last week. We were supposed to have, what's his name on? Was supposed to come on and he canceled on me. Steven Soretsky was supposed to come on and then he canceled. And then Randy Patrick has a electric issue. Had to cancel. And hopefully next week's show isn't going to be... Hopefully we have a good show for you next week. I'm really sorry about this week, guys. I wholeheartedly, I didn't expect this to happen. Okay, so next week we got Mike in the Night this Saturday. Don't forget to join us. Let's go to Article Scan, guys. Mike in the Night this Saturday. Can you please set your reminders for this show? Guys, this channel is going nowhere in a hurry, and I'm going to give you guys a little bit of updates on what's been happening with the channel. That's Mike of the Night this Saturday. And then Trends in the Housing Market next Wednesday. We're going to have Jeb Smith, huge California real estate agent. Maybe he could give us a down low on what's happening. He's very down to earth. He's very straightforward. He goes by the numbers. I like this guy. He had a live stream earlier today, so we're going to have him on next week. And we're going to have Michael Invests on the second hour. So Michael Invests is a channel that started a couple of months ago. Talking about the Australian housing market, and it's blowing up at the seams. So we're going to get him on before his channel takes off to the clouds. So there it is right there, guys. Don't forget to set your reminders for next week. It's going to be real good. And guys, the Raven mug is back. So if you guys want to go to the Teespring store and shop, Mike Martin's here. If you guys want to go check out the shop, I'll give you the link here if you guys want to buy. I got my new dirt bike shirt in. I already sold 4 of them, by the way. This is the new dirt bike shirt. If you guys want to pick it up, it's actually selling... There it is right there. There's the new dirt bike shirt, guys, if you guys want to check it out. Really cool. It's in the mail. I ordered one in. That's going to be real good. And guys, don't forget to fan my Facebook page. Now, my Facebook page started when I started my second YouTube channel after they took down my first channel. So if you guys want to fan this, right now I'm pushing almost 116,000 fans on Facebook. So if Facebook correlated with YouTube, they should be within the same parameter, but they're nowhere near. I like 10,000 subscribers on YouTube and 120,000 on Facebook. Doesn't make any sense. And it's hard to get subscribers on Facebook, too, to fan you on your fan page. And my Instagram, guys. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, guys. Woo! There's my Instagram if you want to send me show tips on Instagram. I have over 1,000 people following me on this damn thing. Anyways, okay. So, those are up next week's show. Guys, Trends, next Wednesday, Jeb Smith and Michael Invests. There's going to be two big YouTubers coming on the show, and they have channels that are just exploding at the seams. So, I kind of want to throw something out there that it's kind of important information for the channel, because I got quite a few people. So, I had somebody take a look at my channel for the last couple of years, backtracking my channel and where it's gone wrong. And, well, here it is, guys. I paid somebody a couple of $100 to take a look and really analyze my channel. And in the last 2 years ish, they're saying about 2 years, they've removed 3.76 million views off my channel. And this year, I've received negative 6,744 subscribers this year. So my channel's at negative 6,744 subscribers this year. Last year was negative 4,944 subscribers. Negative. So people subscribe and then something happens, or it just falls off, or something's happening. So it's hard. It's hard to digest. When he told me this, he's actually gonna talk it over with some other people that work or understand YouTube analytics to look at this and see how this is happening to my channel. I don't know how I got negative 6,744 negative subscribers this year. So I don't even care anymore. So when you get stuff like this at 2 a.m, I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. Let's go to community. So Leia says they did this to so many channels, not just you, Mike. It's not political. Okay, so I want to show you this on Article Scan, guys. So if you go to my channel, I received one of these last night. So, hi, Mike Martins. As you may know, our community guidelines describe which content we are allowed and don't allow you to talk about on YouTube. Your video vitamin, I'm not going to say this out loud, kills this. What do you think? It's an opinion piece on what people think. Was flagged for us to review. Upon review, we've determined that it may not be suitable for all viewers. And when this happens, my channel just goes down for like a whole year. I don't get any subscribers. It just doesn't move, right? Because I've been sitting at 12,000 subscribers for almost 2 years now. So it just doesn't go up or down. So I don't know why do they even care about me so much? And then there's so many channels right now just blowing up and talking about what we're talking about here. And I don't. So here's my videos in the last 30 days. Oh, let me move myself here to the middle here. Sorry, guys. Let me just move this here for you guys to see. So here it is. I don't know if you guys could see it. Negative 58. Let me see if I could get that a little bit bigger here, so you guys could see it. I want to kind of move it to the side so you guys could see it. Right there, negative 58. That's how many videos I put up this month. Negative 58. And I put up, I don't know. They've taken down, I was at 4,500 videos. They've taken down a couple of hundred videos now. I don't know what to tell you guys. You know, I put so much effort, and I just want to kind of grow and kind of have you guys along with me as we go along and grow our community. And yeah, Pure Grosso says you are at 12,800 subscribers forever. Yeah, Dollar Vigilante got banned today. Yeah. These are algorithms you can use to have people's videos and subscribers deleted, says Mike Banks. So, yeah, Shafi D is saying, Mike, you need to consider alternatives. Yeah, so it's saying, someone's saying that's crazy, negative 58 videos, and that's exactly what it is. You know, it's just I just wish people could see it from my end. The amount of portion, the portion of my life that I dedicated to people, and just trying to create conversation, and it's just it's constantly trying to, you know. So what's going on here? Mitch Madden says, several vloggers I have followed have fallen off my favorites. They all are people with truth tellers and have narratives that run contrary to the BS in the mainstream media. So if you think about it like this, let's look at it like this, guys. Let's take a background check of this. Now, let's say we were living in 1981 today. So let's say we're at 1981 standards today, and everything that's happening around us is happening today. Everything. COVID, unemployment, pumping up the markets. But let's say we don't have social media and we have this big wooden television with this big glass screen. And you have to turn, it looks like one of these TVs where you have to turn the channels. And we would have no idea what is happening in the world. We would be so in the dark today that we would not even fathom what is happening in the world today. Luckily, because of social media, we've been kind of getting out there and kind of creating a little bit of mess or creating a little bit of noise. And that's been nice. But we're getting penalized. We're getting punished. I've been harassed by so many people asking me for money, threatening me, posting my address on YouTube, ordering pizzas to my house, doxing me, doxing my family, prank calling my store, threatening me and my family. I have thousands of screenshots of things that you guys will never believe. Anyways, let's get Lord Humongous on the channel. He said he's got something to show us, so let's see what he's got to show us. Let's get Lord Humongous on the show. Pick up, Lord. I know you're in Los Angeles. Lord's in Los Angeles, by the way. Come on, pick up, dude. Where are you? He ain't picking up. All right. He's probably tied up somewhere. Well, we got 15 minutes left on the show. Sheffy saying, Mike, you are strong. Stay tough. Oh, there's Lord right there. Yo, what's up, dog?
Yo, what's happening?
Where are you?
I'm in the Terminator alley right here.
Hold on a second. Let me go to article scan here. So Lord Humongous is in the Terminator? Oh, is this where they filmed Terminator 2?
It's what? No, it just kind of looks like all the streets of LA.
Oh.
Much.
Well, you could have lied and said it was.
This is where my brother lives. He lives in Studio City, Toluca Lake. But check this out, Mikey. This is like, I don't know if you guys can see it or not. It's the big old.
The 5G.
Yeah. Yeah, that's there's cooking.
Dude, that thing's screwing up your signal.
Just when I pulled up, I could feel the. Yeah, not probably. I don't know if you can see it. Did I get a good shot of it?
Yo, you got it. I saw that.
It?
Yeah, I saw it.
All right. Oh, there it is. There it is.
Dude, you should take a selfie with that 5G tower behind you.
And be like, yeah.
So how's the housing down there? How's the homelessness?
Well, in this area, you have to kind of like go to the underpasses, but I see it all over, dude. Like the freeway. There's a 7-Eleven down the road here. And right off the 101, there's like the big wall, you know, and then there's like all you see is all these tent camps in the back with like rotting food and toilet paper. It's crazy, bro. It's not like it used to be. Like my hometown Burbank's like right next door to here, and it looks like a totally different place, man. I don't recognize the hometown I was raised and born in. Let's put it that way.
Can you afford to buy anything in Burbank if you try to?
Oh yeah, I can. I mean, I can buy. I've had to buy food since I've been here. Like, you know,
No, I'm
like
saying if you wanted to
all my-
relocate, if you wanted to relocate back to the town you were born and raised in, is it expensive?
Oh hell. Oh yeah. I mean, I can show you the inside of my brother's place. It's a 1-bedroom. It's just, it shouldn't be worth no. They pay $1,700 a month just to rent a 1-bedroom shit box.
Really? Is that pesos or?
That is not pesos. That is American currency.
Holy
Yeah.
crap!
Yeah, it's sad, man.
That is sad.
I mean-
That is very, very. Layla in the comments is saying no one recognizes their own hometowns anymore.
No. And everybody, dude, everything's so quiet here. It's like so eerie, and like everybody's wearing masks. You know, they're so scared of the COVID and stuff. I gotta be quiet because there's like all these rules and stuff and regulations.
Yeah, because a
And-
lot of entitled people might get mad at you.
Yeah. But the real estate here, dude, is not good, bro. I have a friend that's in the real estate business, and I went over to see him at his shop. He's running another business because real estate's so bad right now. It's all the,
Really?
you know, it's all the commercial, it's just a joke, and it's pulling, it's up crack booming those prices, dude, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like we look at the charts and stuff, and yeah, the signs are there, man. We all know what happens when charts go vertical on anything like Tesla stock, or they didn't have a sharp correction not too long after that, you know.
Hey,
so,
Lord, can you comment what you
Yeah.
commented earlier on the channel in the comments about how you feel about Canada taxing equity on homes?
yeah, I can.
What did you say about that? You said something.
I think it's just another point. And that's what I was going to tell you too. Yeah, hold on a second. I got to be careful. There's like cars that fly up and down this.
Mm-hmm.
Tap.
Oh, I think we lost him.
Cost.
Hold on, we lost him. Hold on. He's frozen. Lord! Yeah, we lost him. Let's call him back. We lost him there. Let's give him a call back. Yeah, he's in just outside of Burbank, California. That is Lord Humongous, my friends.
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm right here. Okay, let's see there. All right.
I think I got out of the 5G range, bro. I'm getting cooked. So
Okay, so you said it was pure communism.
yeah. Well, that's what they do. That's what they've been doing with the whole HOA organizations. They've been doing that for years. I mean, it's all intertwined. It's a communist tactic, just like the progressive income tax. Remember, we talked about that a long time ago in the Communist Manifesto. They're following the playbook, dude. I mean, there's a million ways to skin a cat. But what I was going to tell you is that there's like some really big housing dudes that made a lot of money on real estate in LA, and like Graham Stevens' channel. I don't know if you know who that guy is.
Mhm.
I followed that kid a long time ago, but he's even leaving LA. But the reason why they're leaving LA and a lot of these guys that have made money are moving to like places like Vegas is because there's no income tax, and they can buy a house there, right?
Mhm.
Still own property here in LA, and avoid the 7% or whatever, you know, increases on property taxes and all the income taxes that they pay.
Mhm.
You know, that's how they create these tax loopholes. So they never pay. That's the problem. You know, these guys get away weaseling the system, and that's, I mean, I don't know who to blame or whatever, but you know, good on them if that's what they're going to do. You know, I mean, they're finding every which way to create more poverty. Let's all be reminded that it's the central banks that have created all this poverty. You know, the Federal Reserve created the 1929 Depression. You know, so when you sit there and you say it's a homeless problem or this and that, they're the ones that are creating all this.
Right. Well, obviously, the root source obviously goes back to the lending regulations and the fractional reserve lending, the whole 9 yards. Like it all goes back to that.
And the printing of fiat, man, into the trillions. You can't do that and have a sustainable economy. What are you people nuts, man? They're nuts, and that's the problem. That's the main problem. But make no mistake, though, that the central banks created the 1929 Depression. They just blamed it and drug, you know, America into World War II.
Mhm.
That's the real reasons, you know. But yeah, no, it's great. Oh, you want to see Universal? You can see the building. They're Comcasting from. I don't know if you can see it way back there. I don't want to lose the signal. It's
I
like
see it right
over
there. That's Universal Studios?
Yeah, that's one of their buildings over there. But Disney Studios is going out of business in Burbank. They already sold it and changed the name. That was there forever.
What are they changing it for?
I don't know. I mean, they said that Disneyland's going to be relocating. They're going to be relocating the theme park to Texas. So they're making all kinds of moves, but the studios are under some kind of new either ownership of maybe some foreign entity. I have no idea. I don't know the whole details. All I know is the big studio in Burbank where I was born, it's closed down.
You should go into one of those studios, like go live with us, and just go into one of the studios if they have one of the side doors just left open, and go in and search it for us.
Oh, I could do that. I could probably go meet up with Jay Leno. I used to know him, so.
Really?
I'll take you over to his warehouse where he keeps all his cars at.
Holy smokes. Holy smokes. So how long are you staying in Los Angeles or California?
I'm slated for like 2 weeks right now, but I'm just kind of open-ended. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff going on, so.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm working on my plans, bro. This is part of it right here. I'm making a shot at it, so.
Okay.
All right.
As long as you're doing okay, that's all that matters.
But Barbara Streisand keeps blowing up my phone, man. She wants me to get in the hot tub with her, and I just said I'm not into that. So
okay, all right.
I need an Italian model. I'm not into the Barbara Streisand thing.
Okay, but I know you were in her house. You were in Barbara Streisand's plane a few weeks ago.
Yeah, that's because she called me up. She wanted to take me for a ride. So
okay. All right. God brother. Bless you, Lord. We'll talk to you later. Okay.
All right, brother. God bless. Bye.
So we'll get him back on again for trends in the housing market, and that is Lord Humongous on trends in the housing market, coming on and giving us an update on what's happening in California. Wow, he says the underpasses are just filled with people, and lots happening. Someone's saying, get out of California fast. And then IDK777 is saying, I lived in LA in the 90s. It was interesting. Yeah, the 90s was interesting. And then 2000 started to get chaotic. I think everything started happening in the mid-90s when you had that Rodney King incident. I think that was in 94? No. 91, 92. And then all that stuff started, I don't know, things just started to go chaotic. We got Blunt News in the house. We got Red Pill Gary. We got Jem Rose in the house. We got Mike Banks. John's Guitar Barn in the house. Fruity Loops in the house. Yep. Okay, guys. We are winding down the show. Again, guys, I'm sorry about Randy Patrick. He's got into a little issues with electricity at his place. It's okay. Again, it's life. Life happens. He's been out of power for like over 24 hours. It's life. It happens. And we had, last week, we had Steve Zaretsky cancel on us. And again, it's life. It happens. People have lives. Things happen. Good or bad, regardless. Out of their control. And, Ralphie. Ralphie's in the comments there. My favorite cereal, Fruity Loops. Okay, guys. One last channel plug, guys. Hopefully you get the channel out there. One last channel plug, guys, for me. Here's the channel, guys. Please subscribe. Less than 10% of the people that watch my videos are subscribed. Mike in the Night this Saturday. I really hope you guys could be there this Saturday. I don't have a special guest, so we might just do open lines. We'll get everybody. We could see if we could get Blunt News, if he's not drinking, to come on the show and give us an update on crypto and what's happening with the crypto markets. So this is the next Mike in the Night. If you want to set your reminders for next Wednesday, please. Next Saturday, please. Next trends in the housing market. We got again Jeb Smith and Michael Invests. These two big YouTubers are growing faster. They're getting each of them. I'm not kidding. They're getting 1,000 subscribers a week. and talking about real estate and what's happening with housing, and like 1,000 subscribers a week. And by the time I think Michael Invests comes on my channel, he'd probably be over 15 to 16, maybe 20,000 subs by next week. And I'm actually not joking about that. And this gentleman here too, Jeb Smith, is on fire right now. Guys, don't forget to pick up something on Teespring if you guys want to pick something up. If you don't mind picking up something on Teespring, the Raven mug is back. You can check it out on the store. And guys, let's get my Facebook page to 120,000 fans. And I put almost no effort into this page, and I have 120,000 people following it. And YouTube doesn't even consider me a credible person to verify my page. They can't even verify my page. They won't verify it for me. They're making it as a business. And if you guys want to follow me on Instagram, go ahead and send me show tips here. And that's that, guys. Send me some show tips. Yeah, I appreciate everybody coming on the show. Sorry about what happened tonight. I mean, it happens. Again, life happens. It happens to everybody. And Mike in the Night, we got no guests lined up. So if you know anyone or anybody that wants to come on the show, go ahead and get them on. If you have any other YouTubers that want to come on before the channel blows up takes off to the moon, get them on. If you see any up-and-coming channels. Blunt News wants me to set up a Bitcoin address, please. Okay, I'll get a Bitcoin wallet on my phone. I'll just play around with it and kind of figure it out. Blunt News did send me a link to a Bit wallet to get for free. It's free, so I'm gonna go ahead and set that up tomorrow or Friday. No big issue. I'll get that set up for Blunt, and if he wants to send me BTC, I'll figure out what to do with it after once I get it. And yeah. And Jem Rose in the house, guys. I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. It is the second hour. We're wrapping it up. I want to thank Matthew, Mike Banks, Heartsweet, Jem Rose, Mitch Madden, Blunt News, Jane Doe, John's Guitar Bar. Again, Mitch Madden here, Heartsweet in here. Who else is here? Mike Banks, Fruity Loops, Pure Grosso, Safi D, Dictator Dan's in the house, Layla in the house, Flash Travel in the house. Yeah, everybody's here tonight. So thanks a lot, guys. I'll see you guys for Mike in the Night this Saturday. And don't forget, month's end, we're going to have it's a Saturday Mike in the Night Halloween special. I'm working on getting a psychic on the show for Halloween, just to kind of change things up, just to make it kind of, I don't know, man. I just kind of throw that out there. Just maybe we could change it up a bit for Halloween, and kind of, I want people to call in and tell us the scariest moment of their lives on our Halloween live stream. I'm going to give people 10 minutes to tell us a story of the most scariest thing that's happened to them, or unexplainable thing that's happened to them, and that'll be a lot of fun. We'll have some fun with the Halloween Mike in the Night, okay, guys? All right, guys, lots of love, and we'll talk soon. God bless. Stay safe, and if you can't stay safe, please, no. Take care. And if you can't take care, please stay safe.